This is breaking news as it happened 6 hours ago, and I just woke up. And as I'm checking through the news, I see that Tim Pool says that he got swatted again without any sort of additional information, videos, or anything else. And some people believe that he is trolling because he has been trolling previously on Twitter. But I don't think that this is it. I don't think he would joke with a matter such as this. And the reason I'm making the video is to give him some advice, as well as to any other person that would be going through something similar. Normally, when you get trolled on the internet, the answer is to turn off your computer. But there are times when the internet trolling transcends online and it goes into your real life. For example, when people call your employer to try and get you fired, or when people are trying to do things to you like it's being done to Tim Pool here. I mean, they're trying to ruin you. They're trying to chip at your sanity. It does happen. And the solution to this is exactly what Leah here is posting. They're saying that you shouldn't make a bunch of content out of whatever it happens. This just inspires repeat copycat action. And this is absolutely true, because you have to figure out why it is that these people are doing this. They want to feed on your misery. Like, whomever is doing this, they want to see you upset. They want to see that you're going online and you're freaking out. And you need to deprive them of this energy. Now, this doesn't mean that you should allow them to do what they are doing. You need to contact the authorities. You need to work behind the scenes in order for those people to be caught. You need to figure out who they are. And once they are being caught, by all means, make an example of them. But if you're going to keep posting whenever it happens, you're giving them what they want. It's also one of the reasons why in the United States, the police officers decided not to make public the names of certain killers, especially the ones involving in schools and whatnot. They're not going to make their names public. It's exactly not to give them the satisfaction, not to give them the gratification. Now, if you want to tell people what you've been going through, my advice would be to at least wait a couple of months, or to wait some time to pass. Because at the end of the day, like, look, I really feel for you, Tim Pool, if you're watching this video. I mean, I can't imagine what you're going through. But people like we just can't do anything to help you. I mean, this is a messed up situation that I don't see what the internet can do in order to help you through this. So if you're going to keep giving these people a spotlight, if you're going to keep giving attention to anonymous people, you're just giving them what they want. And I think, like, yeah, exactly what Leah here is saying, that you're inspiring copycats and you're inspiring people to keep doing it, is true. And it's unfortunate. I wish there was another option, but feel free, like anyone listening to this, in my comment section to post a response. Now, another option that I would think of, like a plan B, would be to use your platform in order to suggest different legislation. I mean, if there would be a push from many people to change this legislation and a politician would pick it up, you would actually have a chance to change the law. But the problem is, I actually spoke with some of my subscribers who worked in SWAT, because when you have a big channel like mine, when you have over 130,000 people subscribed, you get to know various individuals who work in various professions. And I do know some people who actually worked in SWAT. And what they said is that it's very difficult to avoid this situation. The legislation differs from different states. But mostly, what a lot of people are suggesting here in the comment section, and a lot of them seem to be streamers or YouTubers as well, they're suggesting that if you're like a streamer, you should be able to phone in to your local police officers and tell them, hey, look, I'm a big streamer. I might get into a controversy and you might get people that try to hurt me online. Can you put me on a list so that if something happens, you give me a call? So what these subscribers of mine said, and then they agreed with it, even though they didn't speak with each other, is like, imagine a situation where an actual person that does bad things for example, a Walter White type of individual from Breaking Bad, would also be a streamer, and he would phone the cops, and he would say, okay, I'm a streamer, if anything happens, please call me before coming in. And that person goes cooking with Jesse, and when someone says, hey, I saw this guy, like there's smoke coming out of the eye, he's cooking. The police can't do it, would not go in, and they would just phone him, and it's like, oh, we got like this a person saying that you're committing bad things, and it's like, oh, nonsense, I'm just streaming. Why the cops can't put you on a quote-unquote safety list. And also imagine if a lot of people would do this. I mean, if it actually was for like a safety list from getting swatted, you would have a lot of concerned individuals, like concerned moms and whatnot, and they're looking at the internet and they freak out, so they all start calling their police officers, because you can't make a law just for streamers. You can't like, it needs to be for everyone. And they would start calling in, and like the police would need to now hire people to have like this big list. And when there's an event, they would have to start checking through the list to see, oh, is this guy in our database? Is it just a name coincidence? So that is why it's actually very difficult in order to create like a whitelist for police officers to know, like, okay, this guy shouldn't be. And then you might even have like journalists or public figures like politicians talking about equity, and they would be like, oh, look at the race, like so many white people are on this list. This is racism. So it is actually incredibly complicated to fix this issue. I mean, there have been people that legitimately tried fixing it, and they keep reaching these questions that don't have an easy answer. Now, my opinion personally is that there are other countries where this doesn't happen. Like, for example, if someone were to call the cops on me and to say something like I'm committing a crime or whatever, the police would just knock at my door, and if they have like probable cause, they would ask to come in. So it would be more like a polite conversation, like they wouldn't break into my house. Now, I don't know if something like that can be used in the United States. I have no idea, but it would warrant a conversation. It would at least should have a conversation about it, because, yeah, I mean, there's a trade-off. You can make it more safe for individuals like gamers and people are streamers and whatnot, but at the same time, there might actually be a victim somewhere who is being held hostage, and the cops can't enter because the new legislation. So it's actually a more difficult conversation than people think. Advice to Tim Pool is, yeah, stop talking about it. Unfortunately, the internet can't do anything to help you. And work behind the scenes with police officers, with detectives, with people that are trained in order to handle these situations, so you can catch the people who did this. And once you catch them, then you can talk about it. Or at least wait for some period of time to elapse. Don't keep doing this. And you and your staff are safe. And anyone that doesn't like Tim Pool, I hope that even though you dislike him, maybe as a person, or maybe because he doesn't have the opinions you want him to have, or maybe because he's not behaving in a way you want him to behave, understand that this is not something that you would want to happen on yourself or your loved ones. So this is a legitimate problem which the United States has been facing for years with no easy solution, and it's not. I personally find it reprehensible. I don't know what I would do if I was him. I legitimately don't know. I mean, the very fact that in the place when I'm sitting with my wife can just have police breaking in. I mean, they break through the door, and like, what do they do afterwards? I mean, the door is broken. So can you imagine like sleeping during the night with a broken door? Because I probably can't. So now you have to fix the door. It takes a couple of days. You fix the door, then the police comes in again. I mean, this is horrible. So yeah, I definitely feel for Tim Pool. And hopefully they're going to catch the person who did it. I'm going to make another video on this topic. It should be when they finally catch the guy, so that everyone knows that this is unacceptable and the people who do this get caught. So it's very important that this person gets caught. And furthermore, I would even suggest that the crime for doing this should be almost the same as attempted murder. Not exactly like the same punishment, but just a little bit smaller. It should be in the same area. And I also think that any damage that the police does to someone's house should then also be taken from the wage and the paycheck of the person that did the prank call, because they are responsible for it. So any damage that the police do to the door, if they shoot one of your dogs, if they injure someone, the person who did it, the person who made the call, should go to prison. And after they've been gone to prison, they should have their money taken away and paid as reparations for the damages. So that's my take, and hopefully, that would scare people a little bit more than they are now. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.